Greetings, my friends and fellow YouTubians. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Well, I woke this morning and switched on my computer, and to what my wondering eyes should appear, but an additional 5 subscribers, which puts me well past 77, which was my target goal. As I've said previously, I'm not like one of those guys who's always insisting people subscribe, so it's great to see these surges here. As I understand it, a few people have recommended me to others, and I really appreciate that. I really do. If you're one of those people, I want to say thank you very much, and to all you new people watching, and all you people who have been watching for a while, thanks a lot for tuning in. I've gotten more activity on my channel over the past month than I have probably in the entire time I've been making new videos, which was around, I guess, November of 2008 is when I started making webcam vlog videos. I guess the increased frequency of my postings has helped, plus my reminders and stuff like that. Self-promotion actually does work. How about that? Wouldn't you know? Now, the whole contest thing, of course, obviously, since I'm past 77 now, I wanted to wrap things up there. And I do have exactly 3 people who correctly guessed what my favorite movie of the last decade was. And I'll get to that in just a moment. But this whole thing was me basically just trying to find a fun way to recommend movies to people, which is what I'm doing with people all the time. You know, being a big movie buff, I'm always talking to people about what I've seen and what's good and what they should stay away from. And I thought it would be more fun rather than just reading a list at the end of 2009 that I would make a little guessing game out of it. And the first time I tried that, it didn't really work out so well. Nobody responded. But this time, I had, I don't know exactly how many, but somewhere between 12 and 20 people, post guesses, which was great. You know, a lot of people seem to be interested, and that's fantastic. So I wanted to quickly go over the ones that I picked as far as the 10 best. It was very difficult, actually, this time around to do a top 10 of the decade. With the 90s, it was really easy. At least 8 of those 10 went on there like, oh, that's absolutely going on there, boom, right away, and it was just a matter of the sequence. But I spent a lot of time moving titles around, trying to figure out which ones I really, really thought were the best. And since I said no documentaries the first time around, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which was number 10, got pushed back to number 11, but still a very excellent movie, one that I enjoy quite a bit. That's with Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet, of course, and directed by Michel Gondry. In its place is a documentary called Lake of Fire by Tony Kaye. It is on abortion, and it was shot over like a period of 15 years. It's really kind of an intense experience, one that I like quite a bit. Tony Kaye directed American History X with Edward Norton, which of course is not a documentary. Then there's Children of Men with Clive Owen and Julianne Moore. And it was directed by Alfonso Cuarón, who is excellent, and also did Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Once, this stars Glenn Hansard and Markéta Irglova, also known as the musical duo The Swell Season. And this was directed by John Carney, and it's one of those extreme low-budget productions that manages to be, what so many other movies are not, with, 50 times the budget. Speaking of which, Pixar is The Incredibles. Pixar, of course, is absolutely amazing. Love Pixar. They're terrific. And this is one of their very best efforts. It's directed by Brad Bird, who did The Iron Giant and Ratatouille, and I think will soon be making his live-action debut. That'll be very cool to see. Wendy and Lucy is another low-budget film. It was directed by Kelly Reichardt and stars Michelle Williams. I saw this twice. It was terrific. Y Tu Mamá Tambien is a Mexican road trip film, also directed by Alfonso Cuarón. He's that good. That is quite excellent. It came out in 2002. Then we have the stop-motion film Coraline, which just came out last year. This is a terrific movie. Really fantastic. Absolutely beautiful, and must have been such a pain in the neck to make. But Henry Selick, the guy, really knows what he's doing, and he has done an excellent job at creating these worlds. My throat's still a little scratchy from being sick earlier this week. That's crazy, man. My week started off so badly, and now it's like fantastic. And the weather here is perfect in Chicago as well. My number 3 is Batman Begins by Christopher Nolan, of course. Yes, I do think this is a better film than The Dark Knight, mostly in regards to the script. It has an amazing cast and has a really, really great balance of character-driven story and action spectacle. The dialogue and character scenes are even more exciting than the action scenes, and minute for minute, it's just like the most enjoyable movie I saw all decade. And I've seen it many, many times. The score, the cinematography, the production design, everything about it is fantastic, and I'm really excited to see what they come up with for the third one. My number 2 is Before Sunset, which is a sequel to Before Sunrise with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, and it's directed by Richard Linklater. It's the two characters. They haven't seen each other in 9 years, and they meet again more or less by chance and sort of resume the conversation that they began back in the mid-90s. So that brings me to number 1, and I asked everyone to choose between 3 movies which were my favorite movies of 2003, 2006, and 2008. And 3 of the individuals that responded guessed correctly. They are Mr. Gilbert Rocks, 13. Moo Monkey Matters. And, last but not least, Absolute Sublime One. Each of these 3 people responded to my video and correctly guessed that the best movie that I saw all last decade was United 93 by Paul Greengrass. A movie that I think is going to be, well regarded for a long time to come, and maybe even used as a teaching tool. Obviously, I think that, like I said before, just because I'm saying this is the best movie I saw all decade doesn't mean I'm insisting that every one of you go and see it, because some people are not ready to see a movie about September 11th. Some people are never going to be ready. It's still too sore a subject, especially if you had personal involvement with what happened. And me, I didn't lose anybody in September 11. I wasn't directly affected by it. So basically, it was something that I just basically read about and saw reports on TV, and this movie made it personal. And for that, I admired it. I admire it for what it shows as for what it doesn't show, as much for what it does as what it doesn't do, for the tension of it and also the restraint. I think that every choice that Paul Greengrass made when making this movie was the right one, and it works like gangbusters. It's a terrific movie, just terrific, and it's one of the best movies I've ever seen. And so, if you are so apt, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend checking it out. It's fantastic. So, those of you whose names I just mentioned, Mr. Rocks and Mr. Sublime and Ms. Matters, you are my prize winners, which means that you need to communicate to me the topic that you would like for your prize video. I will make for you a video on any subject that you like, any at all. Doesn't matter. It could be movie related, non-movie related. Of course, if it is movie related, I'm probably going to be more eloquent about it, but it can be about anything you like. So, as soon as you feel comfortable doing so, please get back to me. Congratulations, and thanks so much, every one of you, for watching and for subscribing. And I look forward to making more and seeing more of your stuff as well and hearing more feedback from you. Take it easy.